You are listening to the Critical Mass Radio Show, Orange County's business talk show, focused on exploring topics of interest to CEOs who are leading middle market companies. With your host, Richard Franzi.
Hello and welcome to Critical Mass Business Talk Show, Orange County's longest running business talk show. And I am your host, Rick Franzi. And boy, do we have a great show planned for you. Andy Nguyen, who is the co-founder of Afters Ice Cream, is our guest. Andy, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Good morning and happy holidays too.
Exactly. This happens to be the last show for us streaming live here in 2021. And the next time we'll be doing this will be in just in a couple weeks in 2022. But Andy, with After Ice Creams, you've been in business for around 8 years. So I'm wondering, take us back. What was the original motivation to start After's Ice Cream?
At the time, I actually owned a clothing brand. I was in the apparel industry for 7 years prior to that. So I learned a lot about, building brand building and starting from the recession in 2007 and 8. So, everything was tightly ran. I think along the way in the apparel industry, it's like up and down. So it's all crazy with trends. And I was blogging so much on my website because blogging was so popular at the time and you had to share stories. And I utilized my clothing blog to talk about a lot of our daily things. And lunch happened to be one of the popular topics. So, I'd go eat at a different place, document it on my blog, and people would go, "Hey, that place is awesome," or "Thanks for recommending that. That's the greatest place I've ever been to." So once I got more in tune with that, I started, condensing like a lot of different ideas. And as I started traveling, I'd see all these ice cream stores with unique flavors outside of California. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you could create these types of flavors. And so I had this idea in my head, why don't I create something, what flavors that I liked, that I grew up upon, and implement it with my fashion background of bringing this lifestyle vibe to the store. And, we brought this incredible black and white vibe to an ice cream store, which no one saw before. Funny quotes on the wall, brought this youth culture vibe to it, hip hop and pop music. And, we also introduced this item called the Milky Bun, which is the ice cream filled donut that we're known for. And the timing was just incredible in 2014. And the way we were utilizing social media, no one was doing what we were doing. So we were like the pioneers of how to photograph food and making it pop. And obviously the background of fashion and everything with us aesthetically working, we applied that to the world and boom, it just hit.
So maybe it was immediate, but I'm wondering, I like to ask entrepreneurs who create something, because I do believe the hardest thing to do in business is to create a business when it didn't exist before, being the founder or co-founder. How long after you started After's Ice Cream did you truly believe you had a business that could thrive?
I think after our second, third location, about a year and a half in, that's when, it was outside of our hometown, outside of our comfort zone. And it was busier, we're crushing our store numbers, we're beating our hometown store numbers. I was like, okay, we're onto something, this is a lot bigger than I ever expected it to be.
Was there ever a time over those years where you felt the business might be at risk, either because of external conditions or something? Was there a time when you and your co-founder were worried about the future for the company?
Yeah, early on, I think we blew up so fast early on, and the lines were so uncontrollable. Like the first store for the first year and a half, there's about a 2-hour line at all times at our Fountain Valley location. Whoa. So there's line, you're in this plaza with no, we didn't really have an ice cream sign, just this ice cream on top. It doesn't say the name of the brand. It doesn't light up. We're right next to a Hallmark. All the Hallmark customers are walking out like, what's going on? Are you guys giving out free ice cream every day? I think we were afraid that we were so big at the time that we wouldn't be able to control it. And for myself, that was my first time in the food industry and not really understanding what's going on. It's trying to soak it all in at the same time. It's all surreal moments. And luckily we got through it.
So you're co-founder of After's Ice Cream?
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Did the other co-founder have experience in the food industry, retail?
Yeah, there's about 5 of us involved. Our partner John, he actually owned the Pickup Sticks. It was a restaurant called Pickup Sticks right next door. He owned that, and he ended up opening an ice cream store called Lola's Ice Cream and Deli that didn't do that well, and it was open maybe once every other week. So we offered to buy him out originally to start our After's ice cream brand, but he wanted to make ice cream, so we just figured out like, hey, I don't know how to make ice cream, so let's just partner up and figure out how to make this work together. So he guided us a lot through the development process of food, and we guided him on how to build a brand.
Wow, what a great combination of talent and experience, right?
Absolutely.
I believe in the power of peer learning. Like experience is the best teacher in business, but some lessons are better learned vicariously
Of
from other
course.
people's experience, right?
Absolutely.
And so this is a great combination and a good story. I'm curious, where'd the name come from?
After's ice cream. The term afters is like we were looking online, and our partner found it online. That was a term in Europe. Afters is like dessert after a meal,
Hmm.
like, it's after anything. After you do something, you get dessert, and so we were like, okay, it's called After's ice cream.
And how many stores do you currently operate?
We have 27 locations now,
Are they all company owned?
all company owned, no franchise. We have all independently owned, all self funded. We've never taken a dollar from the outside to this day. 26 of the locations are all in Southern California. We just opened our Las Vegas location, so it's our first out of state one.
And are there still 5 partners involved in the
Yeah,
business?
yeah, we're not all day to day anymore. We're all, a lot of us are working on a lot of different projects, like myself. But yeah, all of us are still same owners from day one.
So tell me, Andy, if you can, how do you keep that chemistry, not only the business, but the
Mhm.
inner relationships of 5 co-founders on the same page and agreeing to how to continue to grow and scale the success you've enjoyed?
That's probably not the easiest part. We
Right.
still go through that. We still go through that these days. It's not as easy. Once you get to a certain number of stores, everyone feels like their decision was the right decision to how we got here. But there's so many different factors on how we got here today. No, I think just like most people, we still struggle with that. We're five different voices, and we do our best to just follow give our one partner the main voice, and we just kind of jump in line as soldiers and just do what we got to do.
And what's the diversity or demographics of the 5 of you?
Oh yeah, John and Dave are, I think they're 69 and 70 now, and they're Caucasian. And then you got us, myself and my buddy Polo and Scott, who I've known since grade school, and we're the young Asian kids. So we have this weird dynamic of age gap and culture gaps, but we're bringing it together, and we somehow we made it work. John and Dave are focused on keeping things in line, and and you have us kids trying to blow things up.
So if you were to share your experience, because we're going to talk about some of the other ventures that you're a part of, if you were to share your experience with other, and I'm sure you do, with other aspiring entrepreneurs about the key from you over the 8 years with so many voices, I mean, is there from your perspective, a key to making this kind of partnership work over the long term?
Yeah, I think just having a clear goal in mind and everyone understanding what their roles are. And if you can follow that and let the main person lead, and if you're willing to, either you're going to be the leader or the follower, you need to make that decision early on. Because if you have too many voices along the way, it gets messy. But if you can clearly state what that goal is and trust your leader, I think you'll be okay.
And I thought I was done talking about after ice cream, Andy, but I, I have one more question that came into mind as you were answering that, and it's kind of tangential to it, which is
Mhm.
you talked about the early success of the first store was because you were bringing some of your skills from the fashion industry, but also
Yep.
you were sort of first mover in what you were doing, how you were presenting the food, the type of ice cream you were making, and the
Mhm.
social media footprint. I would have to believe that others, success creates imitators. Have
Mhm.
you found that what worked in the beginning, you've had to evolve to maintain the kind of presence that you've had and enjoyed so far?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people that try to do the copycats of what we're doing. I think authenticity is a key part to why we're still here today. People can walk into our store, and if somebody pointed me out and said that Andy, that kid is the owner over there, people would be like, I could see that. That makes sense. And I think a lot of our team is forward thinking. We're like, okay, what can we do to separate ourselves from the competition? How do we level up? And we've done a lot of things like brand partnership deals. We've worked with large companies like Sanrio, Nickelodeon. We've done a lot of different, projects that continue to keep our name relevant. And the competition isn't able to keep up because they don't understand it. And we're just so 5-10 steps ahead of what we want to do next.
And so to me, that sounds like first mover advantage, that
Yep.
you were there first and you've maintained the relevance. So I thought I was done again, but I guess I have another question because this is so fascinating to me. And thank you for indulging me
Of
a bit
course.
here.
Absolutely.
When big brands like Nickelodeon come and want to work with you,
Yep.
that is both can be good and disruptive at the same time, because
Correct.
sometimes big brands don't have the same commitment to the work that you've done up to that
Correct.
point. Did you feel any of that? Was there any consideration or downside to having enough success that large brands wanted to partner with you, or were you outreaching and trying to create those relationships on your own?
I think we're particular on which brands we decided to work with to make sure that it was in line with what we in line with our brand and what we pictured for our demographics. But we also didn't want to tarnish it by working with everyone. Right? We wanted to select the right partners who fit the story. Right? They fit the shows that I watched or the shows that I know the kids are watching now. Does it in line? Is it gonna tarnish the brand? Is it gonna help propel the brand? So we got to make clear cut decisions on what makes the most sense.
Yes. So it never gets easy to scale a successful business, right?
No.
There's always a new set of opportunities and challenges that you face. But congratulations for the success that you're enjoying with After's Ice Cream. I want to turn our attention here in the interview for the second half to the fact that while what you just did to many would seem like enough, the success, you're a serial entrepreneur. And by my count, you have like 7 active companies that you're involved in. So I have 2 questions. First of all, what is your secret to being involved in so many companies simultaneously?
Okay. I guess the secret is I understand my role and what I'm good at, and I just stick to those things, and I'm not trying to do everything because I know that's not physically possible, and mentally I'd probably destroy myself trying to do that. And I just focus what I'm good at. I understand that, I understand branding, understand marketing, I understand how to find stores, the best locations. I know how to negotiate the best deals, and kind of stay in that realm. I don't step into the kitchen. I know I'm not the cook, so I don't step into the kitchen. I let the operators handle that, and I just focus on what I'm good at. Like, if you guys want to scale, I know how to scale. If we need to, if we need to figure out how to bring in more money, that's my job to go to do those things. But yeah, I just stick to that side of the fence.
So in the other endeavors that you're a part of, do you have a
Yep.
similar model then to what After's Ice Cream was, where you have a group of co-founders, or how is that working?
Yeah, I definitely have partners in different groups. Many different groups that we worked with. And I kind of play the same role in almost every brand as the advisor. I play as the team coach on, hey, let's go through our numbers. What do we need to do? How do we roll out new items? Do we need to develop new items? Focus on our top sellers. What do we need to remove off our items? How do we streamline the process better? Working with, how to build a better relationship rapport with our customers. So there's a lot of different things we go through with each and every brand. Like, every brand's still treated differently, right? Because selling ice cream is a lot different than selling hamburgers. The process is a lot tougher. Ice cream, you don't go through as much food waste. With the restaurants, we're going through, we're like trying to figure out, okay, how much do we order this week so that we're not sitting on extra burger patties or buns going bad.
So do you mind? I said I had 2 questions, but I think I unintentionally misled you because I have a couple other ones. Can we sit in here for a little bit and just
Yeah.
Can I explore this? So the follow-on question for me is, what are the other endeavors? What are the other companies? You sort of touched on hamburgers, but what else are you involved in?
Yeah, so I have a number of different concepts I'm involved in. There's a seafood concept called Portside Fish Co. We have 2 locations currently, and we have, I got to think down the list. We have Dough and Arrow, which is a cookie shop out in Costa Mesa. It's led by 2 females that are incredible, food entrepreneurs in the past that we decided to team up together. I do the Hello Kitty Cafe license for Nevada, so I have I work on that we have the cafe out on the Strip. I have a burger concept in Houston called Tro Burgers. It's with a rapper that I admired as a kid, and I end up teaming up with this recent July, and it's doing pretty amazing so far. what else do we have under the umbrella?
I don't mean to test your
Yeah,
memory, but it sounds like retail and some type of food delivery. Is that kind of your
usually the fast
niche?
casual,
Fast
the
casual.
food retail, front facing food experience. So we're always trying to make sure that, like a lot of people are doing the ghost kitchens, but I think my realm is delivering an in-store experience is what I do best, and that, that's why I stick in that lane.
Okay, so you have uh, multiple endeavors with different co-founders or partners in each. How do you must have to show up? How do you manage that many business relationships successfully?
Try my best. We have our good ones and bad ones. I've had my fair share on both sides. I have some partners who are such amazing operators that they make the process easy. I can tell you can tell by the ones that are more organized, and you could see the sales a lot more solid with the ones that are more organized. You got the ones that are a little all over the place and they're not focused, and it just those are the ones that have to babysit a little more and be on top of and try to clean things up and try to fix the structure. So it's I've had my fair share of success and failures on that side, and still learning to this day.
Right, fair enough. So, are you to the point now within your niche, operators are seeking you out because of what you've proven you can do for other operators, or are you out looking at concepts and saying, "I think I can take this brand to the next level," if the partners are open to it?
I think it's a mix of both.
Okay.
It's hard for me. Usually I'm in that I'm a hard to say no type of guy. A lot of people say you need to learn how to say no better, but
I can
it's
see
such
that.
I like, I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge, and I like to see the impact and lives change, and it's super fun for me. So I continue pursuing as much as I can. It's an interesting process, but I try my best every day to work the balance and schedule. And some guys I don't have to talk. Some of my partners I don't talk to. I don't maybe talk to once a month as things are running so smoothly, and then I just see my quarterly check, and I was like, oh, I guess we're doing good.
Right. So do you have in your mind now a sense for where else in your niche your
Mhm.
skills and talents could help either in a category or something that you're seeing happening in the fast casual that you think is I'm not asking you to give away any secrets
Of
here,
course,
but sort of
of course.
the next consumer hot item that people will be moving towards?
I think simplifying the concepts is more the future. That's the big thing, right? You're dealing with labor issues. You're dealing with um, food costs, everything increasing. So I think simplifying the menu and having just a solid product is always important. So that that's what we're dialing in on more with concepts that we develop, is just finding that one piece and then working the brand around that. And I think that's also the space of the experience. We did the Rodeo 39 public market out in Stanton, and we worked on that, developing that project, and we brought together 17 different food concepts, but we also brought in an arcade inside,
Mm.
a tattoo shop right next to the bar. You can watch while you're getting you can watch your friends get a tattoo while you're grabbing a drink. We have retail stores in there. It's a combination of everything, and I think that's a lot of it's where it's heading to. People are looking for this experience space to hang out together that has a lot going on, where you can stay from morning to night.
Historically, California set trends in a lot of different places, fast food being one of them. Do you
Mhm.
see what you and your partners are working on potentially setting trends across the country? And is that a growth opportunity for you and your partners?
I think if it makes sense, and yeah, it depends on what type of brand it is, and depending on our team goals at the time. I think some of my brands, yeah, we definitely want to go. After's ice cream, we could see that going worldwide. If
Mm.
we look through our email inquiries of people trying to franchise our brand, it's the email list is forever. We could have 1,000+ stores if we wanted to. But we're trying to take our time with it and have some type of control for now, and decide down the line what we want to do next.
So you mentioned with Afters Ice Creams, there were sort of
Mhm.
the two operator gentlemen who were a certain age and demographic, and then three of you who were peers. Are those other two gentlemen that were in Afters Ice Cream involved with you in any other ventures that you're a part of?
No, they know this is the last hurrah for them, and they want to just stick and focus with afters, and that this is it for them. This is what they're developing for their grandchildren, their great grandchildren, and they're like they're done. That's what they said.
So,
They're
so
okay
what
with
is
it.
it? What's it like to be in business? You know, I have a lot of family business people on the show over the years, but I'm wondering too that these gentlemen are your friends, right? I mean, you have there's a friendship there between
Of course,
the three of you.
we've all developed a bond, being around each other and learning. It's just it's hard not to build some type of bond, right? You saw some incredible phenomenon that you built together, um, that no one thought we would even be here 8 years later. It was it's unbelievable.
That has to be satisfying.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. All right. So, Andy, where do you go to gain access to other entrepreneurs who have experiences or insights that can help you grow your businesses and stay ahead of the competition?
I do a lot of R&D. I'm trying out new restaurants. I eat almost at a new place every single day just to learn
Wow.
about different products or what's the newest place and what's the hottest place on the streets. Um, we go. There's Facebook groups that we're in that we chat with other restaurant entrepreneurs. On LinkedIn all the time, connecting with a lot of interesting people. On Instagram, everyone's DMing me every day, sending me, they're sending me new places to go visit or new experiences, inside and outside of food. So, I'm always studying.
It's amazing. So, if someone would like to learn more about you as an entrepreneur or one of your many varied interests in business, how would they find you online and connect with you?
I guess the easiest place would be Instagram, at Andy the Nguyen. You can see my name there. It's easy to spell with the in between it. But yeah, you find me on Instagram and DM me, and I'm pretty good with answering back within 24 hours.
That's impressive. And I want to thank you for giving what is very busy time that you have, both personally and professionally, to be on Critical Mass Business Talk Show, a friend of the program and a part of our community. Thanks, Andy.
No, of course, I'm definitely happy to always spread the experience that I've been a part of, and hopefully that leads the next generation to outperform what I do next.
Oh, there's the next generation. Look at you. You're moving through like the rest of us, right? This is great.
Yeah,
All right, my
absolutely.
friend. Gottlieb,
Yeah.
Brackman, and Reisman proudly supported today's edition of Critical Mass Business Talk Show. GRRPC provides legal advice and guidance on all aspects of intellectual property law, including patents, trademarks, and copyrights. To learn more, visit grr.com. I'd like to thank you, our audience, for being a part of Orange County's longest running business talk show. This was episode number 1332. If you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, I'm Rick Franzi. That's RICFRANZI. That's also my website. And until the next time we have a chance to be together, I hope that all of your business decisions will move your company in a positive direction.